The thing about Chelsea is life is never boring. Hey chaps, welcome back to properchels.tv, your one-stop Chelsea news channel. I'm your host, as always, Logan Blue. Now, in today's fun-filled episode, we're doing a quick match review on the Chelsea versus Crystal Palace match that took place yesterday. Gosh, where to start with this one? You know the cliche, football is a game of two halves. Now, every cliche comes from some bedrock of truism. And it's the same with this one because literally and figuratively, this was a game of two halves. In the first half, Chelsea played, I won't say brilliantly, but very well. Chelsea dominated Crystal Palace. We had loads of chances. We scored an absolute cracker of a team goal, like really, really good. However, the great teams, the Manchester United teams of the 90s, the Chelsea teams under Jose, the Man City teams under Pep, right? All the great teams smell blood in the water. And when they're one up, before you know it, they're two up. When they're two up, they're three up. It radically changes the game when you can compound your lead by scoring again quickly. Because the opposition is already kind of a bit shell-shocked. So to go again just takes the game away from them. Now, when we play Crystal Palace, we're kind of expecting to win, as I said in the match preview, because historically we haven't so much as drawn a match against Crystal Palace since 1995, and we haven't lost a match against Crystal Palace since 2017. Okay? So I won't say it's a very happy hunting ground, but home and away, we're usually too good for them. And I predicted a 2-0 score here. And realistically, we should have won 2-0, possibly 3-0, but we didn't. And we didn't because we didn't take our chances. Now, their goalkeeper, Henderson, he had a blinder. So the man of the match, unquestionably, was Henderson. And when the opposition's goalkeeper is man of the match, certainly my man of the match, then it says all you need to know about who really should have won the game. And Chelsea should have won the game, but Chelsea should have been up to at least bare minimum 2, should have been up probably 3 goals by halftime. If we're 3-0 down by halftime, I don't care what subs the manager brings on for them, they're not coming back from 3 goals. They're just not coming back. However, we weren't up 3 goals. We weren't up 2 goals. Partly because, like I said, their goalkeeper made some worldy saves, so, well played to him, but also because our players were just, I don't know, they didn't quite have their shooting boots on. Does that make sense? They just didn't really know where the back of the goal was. I know that's such a trite thing to say, but it's true. Sometimes players are they're firing shots across the bow, but they're just not really landing and making the keeper work. Or even if they're making the keeper work, the ball's too close to the keeper and it gives the keeper a chance to make the saves. Cole Palmer should have done better from his shot across to the keeper's right, his left, okay? Whizzed past. But he had a lot of time to measure that shot. He should have at least worked the keeper. To be honest, I think maybe the keeper might have got there at the speed he shot. So anyway, that was a great opportunity to increase the lead. He didn't put it away, and you go, oh, so close, but no cigar, right? Madueke had some chances, probably 2, but certainly 1 absolute cracker. But again, their keeper made a brilliant save. One, he couldn't sort his feet out, so that was on Madueke. This one, he got the shot on target, but lo and behold, the keeper makes a worldie, doesn't go in. Anyway, the gist of this is the momentum was lost, right? In the first half, we bossed possession. We were all over them like a rash, but we didn't make our offensive dominance pay. Now, what happens when you don't make your dominance pay? Lo and behold, halftime team talk happens, and the opposition manager makes some tactical changes. Maybe he makes some substitutes, but either way, he changes things around because he's worked out through in-game management what's going wrong, right? Why Chelsea are dominating? Why Chelsea are all over them like a rash? Maresca, for his part, didn't make any changes, played the same system until it was too late. And then his in-game management was awful. Like, you had Enzo playing, centre back at some stage? Because we had one player go off, injured, like Malagusto. Yeah, you have to rejig, but go to 3 at the back. Put 4 in midfield. For God's sake, I know, it was really bad in-game management. And because it was bad in-game management, we were second best to everything. We were second to every second ball. We didn't chase them down. We didn't pressurize them. We didn't really know what we were doing. For God's sake, we had Cole Palmer playing. Well, I won't say he was playing as a defensive midfielder, but if you look at his heat map, he was so far back. He literally was closer to our goal than their goal. And yes, he can play that kind of quarterback role that supposedly Enzo would play, but he's too far from goal to make any difference. Barring he makes some Fabregas type, 70-yard pass, onto the toes of Jackson or something. He's just not he's not best served there, right? As good as he is, and he can probably play anyway, he can probably play in goal, he's that good, right? But as good as he is, he's wasted if he's too far away from goal. He needs to be in or around the D, right? Threading through that killer pass. Now, he got another assist today, right? Which is beautiful. Play from Madueke down the wing. Then to Palmer. Palmer just nudges it across just in front of the keeper. Really brilliant bit of play from him. Looks so simple, but wasn't, because it was at speed. And then Jackson taps it in. 2 goals from 2 games for Jackson. Okay, nicely done. Except when you look at Jackson, all the foibles that caused us to go out and try to get Victor Osimhen were on display with Jackson, because he's trying his best to be the striker on the end of things. But when he gets on the end of things, and he makes some very good runs, like he really does, and he's getting better at timing it, so he's not offside so much. But when he gets in the position, he just doesn't finish it. It's so infuriating. Like, if you had a Victor Osimhen and he had the chances that Jackson had today, he would have scored a hat-trick. At least 2. Any great striker, right? And Jackson's not a great striker. He's a good striker, and he's still 23, so he'll get better. But by God, if we don't finish our chances when they come up, we're just going to be a mid-table team, like we are currently 11th after 3 games. 1 loss, 1 win, 1 draw. That's the definition of a mid-table team, right there. 1 loss, 1 win, 1 draw. So anyway, a few other points I want to talk about here. The referee, Jared Gillett, was awful. Will Hughes, the player who was on a yellow card early and probably had at least 3 more yellow cards that were not given, should have been sent off at least twice, right? Now, I don't know, nothing against Will Hughes, right? But if you look back historically, Chelsea have had some shocking referees, and I'm not saying he was, as bad as like the Norwegian ref in the 2009 game against Barca. What was his name? Tom Henning Overbo. Yeah, he was as crooked and bent as a referee has ever been. I don't care. No one can tell me that he wasn't bribed. He was, literally someone could have taken out a sniper rifle, shot a Chelsea player in the penalty area. We still wouldn't have got a penalty. All right. So anyway, I'm not saying that Jared Gillett was that bad, but he was definitely favouring them. So much went against us during the play. Simple stuff. Like they got a foul, we didn't get a foul. Similar type of challenge, right? Some of our players get booked for their first offense, and yet some of their players are on like 5, 6 offenses, and they don't get booked at all. Or, in Hugh's case, they get 1 booking, right? Not 2. Right? Had they gone down to 10 men, we would have probably gone on and finished off the game, right? So we didn't. So the ref was shocking, right? The other thing that I want to point out was that I loved the attitude that Palmer showed when we were when we were drawing. And the frustration that got him the yellow card when he kicked the ball into the hoardings on the halfway line. I love that because he just absolutely does not want to lose. He knows that if we want to win titles, let alone qualify for the top 4, we have to win games like this. And he was so frustrated. And in a way, I think he was frustrated partially at himself for not having been able to influence the game to the way that he wants to. But also, I think he was frustrated for his teammates around him because he can't do everything, right? He should be a cog in a well-oiled wheel, but he can't do it all himself. And lo and behold, he was trying to, because so many of the players in the second half let the side down. Now, a quick look at SofaScore says that Cole Palmer got a 7.93. Okay, out of 10, obviously, but it says that Madueke had an 8.5. Right, so I mean, make of that what you will. I'm not seeing that myself. I'm just not seeing that myself. But Madueke was brilliant in the first half, and he just kind of vanished in the second half. Jackson had some good chances, as I said, just fluffed his lines again. Enzo Fernandez looked weak. Weak. That's disingenuous. But he was definitely the weak link, right? In that midfield, Neto didn't really do much. Mudryk did more in a cameo at the end. He doesn't want to lose his place, obviously, so he's putting in a shift, which is always good to see. But anyway, the gist of it, it's a 1-1 draw. We go into the international break feeling a bit bleh because we've won 1, we've lost 1, we've won 1, we've drawn 1. So, it's not the most disastrous start by any stretch of the imagination. And the horrible result in against Servette in the Conference League qualifier. But, we'll forget about that because we've qualified and we've got to basically play 1 real team and 4 pub teams. Now, that's obviously, I'm being, joking here, but if Chelsea don't top that group and win every single game, then we don't deserve to be in the Premier League, let alone deserve to win that competition. But yeah, okay. So on the Premier League, that's kind of it. It is what it is. The worst thing for me was the handling of the in-game management by Enzo, because when their manager made some changes, we didn't have a plan B. We just kind of all lost the shape and lost the intensity and made it up as we go along. And we were never in danger of losing the games. I don't think it was like that bad, and over the course of 2 halves, we were the better team, blah, blah, blah. But God, we so underperformed our XG. It's not funny. So anyway, we didn't get Victor Osimhen. We've got Jackson. He scored 1. We shouldn't complain because he's played two league games. He's his last 2 league games and he scored 2 goals. So yeah, well played. He didn't score against City, of course, but ultimately it's just we'll chalk this one off as part of the process, because if nothing else, this game shows us what most of us who've been around a while know, and that we are a work in progress, right? So Rome wasn't built in a day, so hang in there. It will get better. All right, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, then, that's all the news that's fit to print, and quite a bit that isn't. As always, thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and God bless, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.